Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this year's Herald Citizen of the Year Awards. This year marks the 29th edition in celebrating and giving special recognition to individuals, businesses and charity organizations that without a doubt exemplifies a true reflection of what it means to be a hero, particularly during such trying times. The last few months has proven to be a challenge for many across the country and the globe, and the adverse shift within the societal landscape has created a dent in many people's lives. With that being said, while the pandemic has created a negative knock, it has also showcased the true compassion, humility and sacrifice of countless individuals and businesses within Nelson Mandela Bay, and these are the people we will be celebrating today. In the words of Nelson Mandela, there is nothing more important in life than giving. Tolerance is forged when people look beyond their own desires. The emphasis being on the word giving here, because we have a few individuals today giving of themselves selflessly and being recognized for their efforts. Now, before I move on, I'd like to introduce you to Rochelle de Kock, the Herald and Weekend Post's acting editor, who would like to share a few words.
Good afternoon to everybody that's watching. I'd really like to say a special good afternoon to all our finalists of the Herald Citizen of the Year and our judges. This is such an exciting time of the year for us, where we get to just celebrate and just say thank you to all our citizens of our wonderful city who really go over and beyond, every day, just in their daily lives, to make a little bit of a difference in their communities. This year, we decided to do things a little bit differently. We all know that, as a country and actually the entire international community, we've been hit hard by this virus called COVID-19. And we've decided that we'd like to just give pay special homage really to our frontline workers and just everybody, the corporates, the small businesses, the big businesses and NGOs who really have just stepped up, as a community and just trying to do the best they can to make a little bit of a difference as we all struggle to come to terms with this virus. As the Herald, the Citizen of the Year event for us is really more than just celebrating one person, and which is why we decided to do things differently this year and to just really celebrate a collective of individuals who are really going over and beyond. So it's an exciting event for us. This is an exciting day for us, and we'd really like to just congratulate each and every one of our finalists today, just to say thank you. It might be a small token, but your efforts have not gone unrecognized, and we'd really like to just say thank you, a special thank you from us at the Herald. And we'd like to thank the judges for taking the time really just to go through all the dozens of nominations that we received, and until we came up with these finalists that we will be announcing today. So I hope you enjoy this event with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, there we have it, Rochelle de Kock, the acting editor of the Herald and Weekend Post. Considered one of the most prestigious awards in Nelson Mandela Bay, the Herald Citizen of the Year provides a unique opportunity to boost the morale of our region, promote positive city ambassadors, and salute our legacies. Following a restructured model, this year the Herald will be celebrating the finalists as a collective group of winners, particularly for their commitment during the COVID-19 pandemic. Each have been selected from the following categories: frontline, business, civil society, innovators, philanthropists. Just before we move on, a special thank you goes out to the official judges who have had the tremendous task of selecting our category winners. A big thank you to Andrew Muir, CEO of the Wilderness Foundation Africa, Michael Barry, former head of Arts and Culture, NMU, Zodwa Dube, PE Mental Health Board member, and finally Rochelle de Kock, acting editor of the Herald and Weekend Post. So, without further ado, let's take a look at our first two finalists, and congratulations to our category winners. In the philanthropist category, Silithemba Labadala Organization. As a collective, taking the business category of Volkswagen South Africa and Isuzu Motors South Africa. Let's have a look at the work being done.
We started when we stopped working. As me and Faniswa were working as domestic workers, going up and down, seeing the people around Forest Hill. They are people, they've got nothing. We sat down and started doing home visiting, asking the people how do they feel if we can start doing soup kitchen and all that. Oh, people were so excited. Most of the residents here, they were very happy about that. Unfortunately, we were told that you've got to go and apply from social development, you must go to the councillor. We've done all that, putting from the little bit we've got from our pension money. Me, Nokolo, and Faniswa, we don't argue. We can discuss, we can organize. Our soup kitchen started to grow. People grow in numbers. It was so wonderful. And we keep on cooking. They will come till night time, begging for food, for bread. She will take from her bin. She never say there's nothing. If the soup is finished, she open her cupboard, give them something, make them sweet water. You can't eat and relax when you know your neighbor is very hungry. We try very hard. It was not easy. This journey is not very, very easy.
Volkswagen, very much part of the Nelson Mandela Metropole. And Nelson Mandela and Volkswagen inextricably linked. We need people from Nelson Mandela Bay to work at VW. Well, it all started off at the beginning of the lockdown. I mean, our MD, Thomas Schaefer, was very involved with the Business Chamber of Commerce. And there was a task force meeting that took place in Port Elizabeth pretty early in the lockdown, where it became very apparent that things could get very serious. And one of the things that was realized that should the infection rate be as bad as predicted, there wouldn't be enough hospital space for the Nelson Mandela area. We have a vacant plant staying in Port Elizabeth. We actually only vacated it at the beginning of the year, and that vacant PE plant turned out to be perfect for creating a field hospital. Now, with the field hospital in particular, first of all, I have to thank the GIZ in Germany. They were responsible for the funding. The Nelson Mandela Bay Chamber of Commerce also involved in setting the whole thing up.
In consultation with the Nelson Mandela Bay Business Chamber, decided to co-opt myself and a colleague of mine, Mike Petrie, to join the Department of Health and support them with setting up what we call a project management structure. We immediately realized that the biggest issue we're going to have is the lack of testing. Testing is going to be the most efficient way to manage and to deal with this crisis if we have proactive testing. We supported them in improving or gutting a complete floor that used to be used for office space and converted it into a molecular virology laboratory that, with all sorts of equipment, PCR testing equipment, centrifuge machines, various equipment that they were in desperate need of, and really increased the capacity from 1,500 to more than 3,000 tests. They used to send some of the specialized testing samples to Cape Town, to KwaZulu-Natal for testing. They don't have to do that anymore. They can do all that specialized testing in-house here locally. In addition to that, the company has purchased, or obviously with the support of the GIZ funding.
VW needs the employees, the employees need the employment offered by VW. So it's a partnership, it's a 50-50 partnership, have to work together. VW cannot work or cannot exist without the immediate community. So that's why it is important to do the best we could with regards to the COVID-19.
Isuzu, it recognises its impact on the community, and it's basically a very valuable part of our surrounds in South Africa. To review the hospitals, we undertook to do 3 wards at Livingston, and at Provincial, the casualty ward, we had basically 11 days to do this project, 8 days at Livingston and 4 days at Provincial. When you look at it, we're all responsible for the community. Everybody has their bit to deliver, some more than others, and at the end of the day, it's collective. If we don't do this together, we will fail. We will beat this virus if we are able to do this thing collectively. As individuals, not. Really, I'd like to say thank you to the Isuzu leadership. Fantastic support throughout this CIS projects and the COVID. They've allowed me to do a number of things and supported me in many different ways. And to the contractors, and very special mention to IEM manager James Money. Without him, I don't think I would have been able to complete the hospitals in that time. Been chairman of the Strategic Resources Forum for 20 odd years. We've challenged government, and we're used to this kind of thing where we're able to make a difference, and this is where we could save lives. And that was a huge motivator for us, that we could make a difference in the hospitals.
Congratulations and thank you to VW, Isuzu, and to the Silatemba Labadala organization for sharing your stories. How inspiring it is to see individuals and businesses like yourselves give selflessly. We certainly have admirable winners here with us today, showing us that an agent of change and assisting and guiding those that need it most can make a big difference. Congratulations once again. Now, before we move on, we'd like to extend a big thank you to Vodacom for supporting the Herald Citizen of the Year Awards. Vodacom are committed to supporting initiatives that celebrate South Africans who are doing sterling work in making communities better places to live. Let us hand over to Vodacom EHOD Sales and Marketing CBU Eastern Region, Cheho Malinga, to share a few words.
Good day. My name is Cheho Malinga. I'm the Executive Head of Department for Vodacom in the Eastern Cape. South Africa is plagued by many challenges. These become more pronounced in a region such as the Eastern Cape, where unemployment is said to be the highest in the country, high poverty rates, as well as very tough conditions that our communities find themselves in. These awards and this moment offer us an opportunity to reflect and to recognize those among us who are prepared to make meaningful change against all odds. Those among us who are prepared to invest their time, their resources, or talents to ensure that we can rewrite the next chapter of the South African story. As Vodacom, in the last 2 decades, we too have invested in societal development through the Vodacom Foundation. We have focused in 3 key areas of health, of education, as well as security. We have done this work in partnership and collaboration with reputable organizations in those 3 sectors that I have mentioned. I want to take this moment to say to our nominees, to say to our winners, that congratulations. Today, you are getting recognition for the hard work and the heartfelt work that you have done. Our communities and people where you serve are surely filled with gratitude, and this has to be some of the most fulfilling work that one can engage in. Congratulations and thank you again.
Thank you, Cheho Malinga, and to Vodacom once again for your support. Now, don't forget that 5 lucky viewers can stand a chance to win a Lenovo E7 tablet valued at 1,449 Rand straight after the award ceremony. All you need to do is share who your favorite finalist is and why by using our live chat box facility on your screen. The 5 winners will be announced immediately after we close off on the event. Right, let us move on to our next 3 category winners. Here, we celebrate those that have gone beyond their call of duty within civil society and innovations category. Congratulations to Johan Volmerans, taking the innovations category. To John Lombardo of Artworks for Youth, taking the small NPO category, and to Jonas Schumacher of Masifunde Learner Development, winning the large NPO category. This is their story.
I've been in the industry for 21 years this year. I love what I do because it's a passion, and every client is different, and that makes my job really interesting. I was approached by Charlotte Pharmacy to just make normal face masks, and then a lady phoned me in dire straits to actually help her with her hearing impaired father that she couldn't communicate with, and that's where we got on to developing the see-through mask.
Well, our special mask, the see-through one, a lady approached Johan who visited her father in an old age home, and at the home she wasn't allowed to take the mask off, and her father was deaf. His only form of communication was lip reading, and she approached Johan about making a mask that was see-through, and he tried it, but it kept misting up. So when he came to me, my 30-odd years riding and racing motorcycles, I know how to stop a visor from misting up, and we just use that principle.
So the need for people to see and to read lips was a big plus, and that there's quite a few people out there that is hearing impaired and that was battling through this pandemic. First of all, I would love to thank Kevin and Bianca from Charlotte Pharmacy that initiated the making of the mask. And the pandemic, I think, taught us to focus, not in a bad way, but on ourselves, and to collaborate with other people. Be a giver. Be a giver of not only financial, materialistic things, but be a giver of yourself.
Artworks for Youth began in New York City in 2000 as a way to offer students after-school art instruction, as arts are the first thing to go when there are budget cuts. 2002, I traveled to South Africa, and it was then that I knew we'd have programming here full-time, because there's more of a need here. We learned right away, we started as an arts program, but we didn't want to be an organization that came here and told people what they need. So while I believe that art is really helpful for people, it's not the biggest need of our students. Probably our biggest budget line right now is for food, because there's such a need, and there's such a food scarcity issue in the Eastern Cape, particularly in Port Elizabeth. So early on, when we learned that there would be a lockdown, immediately I was concerned, because I knew there wouldn't be the feeding program in schools, which kids rely on. That would be a deficit for them, and a lot of our students' families lost their jobs also. We thought we would just feed 10 or 20 families of our neediest students, but we have fed, we provided parcels to provide over 1,000 meals to 30 or 40 families. Based on need, people really respond, and there are a lot of local gardens that provide food for the community. We work together to feed students, so aside from the food parcels, we have a soup kitchen for students that feeds about 100 students every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's so easy for so little money to help. The food parcels we hand out are about 500 Rand each. What's great is that when so many people come together, even if it's 25, 50, 100 Rand, we can make it go far. We can really stretch it. One thing I've learned, there's so many moments where, despite the pandemic, people have really come together. I was overwhelmed by the support.
Masifund is running education programs for more than 10 years in Warmer Township, reaching out to the whole Mandela Bay. We're running a center called the Masifund Changemaker Academy, where we have a Montessori preschool. We run programs for preschool, primary school, life skills, academic programs, a lot of creative programs in the afternoon as an aftercare service, but we also have a program for unemployed youth where we support them to find jobs, start businesses, offer vocational trainings. So from preschool all the way to out-of-school youth, we offer educational programs to support the youth and the children of the community. When the lockdown started, our team was in touch with all our beneficiaries throughout, so we had an early warning system, and after 2-3 weeks the first families reported back that they're running out of food. They were out of job, they were out of money, and they needed support. In Warmer Township, we gave on a weekly basis 250 food parcels, but citywide, together with United Through Sports and Mazinyuzana, we managed to hand out over 50,000 food parcels in 75 schools all over town. You cannot initiate change by yourself. You need buy-in, you need people's buy-in. You see, we're running a big education center and the community looks after it. It's now in existence for the last 3 years. We never had any incidents. So we need the community to value what we do, to buy in so that they make full use of what we offer, and in return they look after our assets as well, because they realize we're part of the community. So it doesn't happen in isolation, it's teamwork ultimately with the community hand in hand. I think everyone has in his environment people who are in need, not only right now during the lockdown, but throughout. Living in South Africa, we know people who are in need, and I think everyone can make a difference, whether it's through food parcels, whether it's helping them with academics, aftercare, whether it's supporting with school fees. So I think everyone can make a difference. The longer we did what we did, the more partners came on board, and we're extremely thankful, obviously, for our main partners. That was Mazinyuzana and United Through Sports.
Congratulations once again to Johan Wolmerans, John Lombardo, and to Jonas Schumacher for your tireless efforts. This just goes to show how anyone can be given the hope and inspiration they need to achieve what was thought to be unobtainable goals by taking the limitations of life and having a dream worth fighting for. Before we move on to our next category winners, we have a special guest appearance who would like to extend his message of hope and inspiration. Just like our winners here today, he himself is a philanthropist and community builder, and through the Khaleesi Foundation has created a significant positive impact within our community. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Siya Khaleesi.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Untitled Chapter. I would like to give you a warm welcome to the Herald Citizen of the Year Award. I would like to say congratulations to all the nominees. Thank you so much for all the hard work you've been doing during COVID-19. We know it's been hectic for everyone, but we really do appreciate to all the amazing people that have stood up and made a difference in our beautiful city. You are all winners as you sit there today. All the work that you've done has shown how we all appreciate you for the place that you're in right now. So yeah, all the best to all of you, and thank you for all that you do, and thank you for all that you continue doing during this time. And I hope everybody gets well and all the business get back into action. And yeah, just thank you for all your sacrifices. And that's my dog.
Thank you for joining in celebrating our local heroes. Not only are you bringing hope within our community, but you also remind us that no matter how we choose to give back, whether large or small, that it makes a significant difference in someone's life. Thank you. Before we move on to our final category winners, I'd like to also extend a very big thank you to our virtual venue hosts, the beautiful Radisson Blu Hotel, Nelson Mandela Bay's popular beachfront hotel, and long-standing supporter of the Herald Citizen of the Year Awards. The Radisson Blu Hotels share the very same sentiments and values of upliftment and rebuild within our community, and we are pleased to have them on board in supporting this special initiative. Here is Elmarie Fritz, the Acting General Manager, to share a few words.
At Radisson Hotels, health, safety, and security worldwide is one of our top priorities. That's why we have thoroughly reviewed all processes and enhanced our procedures, creating an in-depth cleanliness and disinfection safety protocol to ensure guests' confidence and peace of mind from check-in to check-out. In the end, hospitality is about taking care of those around us, every day, everywhere, every time.
Greetings to all the nominees and judges, as well as the leadership of the Herald and all the partners who have made this event possible. My name is Elmarie Fritz. I'm the Acting General Manager at the Radisson Blu, Port Elizabeth. It's our pleasure to partner with the Herald once again to bring you this year's Herald Citizen of the Year Awards, although under very different circumstances. We have faced many difficulties in these recent months, with the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic acting as a catalyst for loss of lives, job losses, increased poverty, and a struggling economy. However, in the midst of all of this, we as a city and as a nation have pulled together to care for the sick and vulnerable, provide for the needy, and comfort those who are in mourning. And this evening, while we celebrate specific people for doing just that, we want to celebrate the people of Nelson Mandela Bay as a whole for your outstanding citizenship during these unprecedented times. To all the finalists, we want to congratulate you on this incredible achievement and trust that this special moment will blow wind in your sails to continue your excellent citizenship in our city. And to all of us supporting them, I trust we will be inspired by those who are being honored this evening and strive to go and do the same. Thank you.
Thank you once again to the Radisson Blu Hotel. Right. Let us move on to our final category winners. Ladies and gentlemen, these two individuals, along with their colleagues, have done phenomenal work within their community and are a true reflection of what it means to be a catalyst for positive change. Congratulations to Dr. John Black, taking the frontline administration category, and to Sister Sherilyn, Sister A.B. Morris, and Anshan Goliath, winners of the frontline doctors and nurses category. Let's have a look at the work being done.
So I'm an infectious diseases physician, and I have been working since 2014 in Port Elizabeth. I think the impact on COVID has had positive effects, but also a lot of negative effects. I think a lot of the negative effects were unpredictable. I think the fear that developed in people's lives and how it impacted on their behavior, the impact on elderly, the impact on the young, social isolation, having a thermometer pointed at your head like a gun, not being able to interact with people has all had a huge psychological impact. Early on we recognized the need for extra space and to make sure that as a priority that the staff were going to be safe. Looking at the early figures for a city the size of Nelson Mandela Bay, the predictions were quite dire in terms of what the bed capacity we would need, the type of patients we would see, the amount of personal protective equipment we would have. And the hospitals in Nelson Mandela Bay, both public and private, run at 80 to 90% capacity normally. We had early meetings with the business chamber, who then approached a range of different people, including Isuzu and Volkswagen, who really got on board to support and rapidly support, which was one of the most impressive things. The field hospital at the moment is also being used now as a primary COVID facility to allow the normal functioning of hospitals to get back to the status quo. People have come out and have done immense good. And I know there's been a lot of negative publicity around the hospitals, negative publicity around the healthcare system. But what it has shown is people are willing to stand up and make a difference. First of all, I want to thank all the individuals who took personal responsibility, because they, by staying at home, by washing hands, by wearing masks, they helped stop the spread, and each of them in a way is, in my books, is a hero.
I've been working with my colleagues Anshan Goliath and Amy Morris, and then Auburn Claassen. We've been working on this project to hand out masks and sanitizers to the public. Because I grew up in this community, it's very close to my heart, and I have a passion to help them because they are underprivileged and there's a lot of need in this community. When I visit here, I just see, as you can see now, also there's people without masks, people's not using sanitizers, they're not social distancing, and that's where I saw the need to come and educate them, to come and hand out masks, to come and hand out sanitizer to them. One of our nursing duties is to educate, and that's where we came in. We had to educate, and we had to get some sponsors in to help us to distribute the masks and the sanitizers to the community. We have chosen various areas to distribute the masks. We just handed out kiddie and adult masks to various people that didn't have masks. We need each other. No man is an island, so we can't work alone. That's why I needed my colleagues, and I needed them to help me. I would say pay it forward. If somebody helps you, help the next person. Just pay it forward. I would like to say to the broader community that we need to social distance, we need to use our hand sanitizer, and we need to wear our masks to prevent the further spread of this pandemic.
What an inspiration. Through compassion and above all humility to help, support and guide others, these individuals have inspired those around them and created the positive mindset that our communities aspire to carry out. Congratulations again to Dr. John Black, to Sister Sherilyn, Sister Amy and Unshan Goliath. Ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. Congratulations once again to this year's Herald Citizen of the Year award winners. You are such an inspiration to us all. It is so encouraging to know that amidst the current pandemonium, we have citizens within Nelson Mandela Bay who are looking out for those in need. Thank you once again to our partners, Vodacom, the Radisson Blue Hotel and K&W Amusements. A very special thank you also goes out to the Herald Citizen of the Year judges, Andrew Muir, Zodwa Dube, Michael Barry and Rochelle de Kock for your long-standing support. And last but not least, to you, our audience, for joining us today in honoring the exceptional members of our society, and may you too feel inspired to assist those in your community. We hope you continue to support the vision of the Herald Citizen of the Year Awards. Look out on Herald Live for all the details of today's virtual event. Thank you, take care, and be safe.